taxi landed in Denver, the familiar hum of the terminal a strange echo after months of foreign sounds. My mom was waiting, her smile a warm beacon, and then, she was there. Chloe. Standing right there in arrivals. It was like a scene out of a movie I never expected to be in, let alone star in. One minute I was thinking about my mom's cooking, the next, Chloe was just looking at me, and then the tears started. I was speechless. Genuinely, utterly speechless. She'd somehow found my flight details, taken a 4-hour train just to be there, to ask me to take her back. My mom, bless her, was just hovering in the background, witnessing this whole surreal display. It's hard to explain how I got to that moment, to a point where seeing the woman I'd once planned a future with, sobbing in an airport, felt less like heartbreak and more like a profound sense of closure. You see, for years, Chloe and we were inseparable. We met in university, did incredible things together. She was, without exaggeration, the love of my life, sweet, dedicated, fiercely loyal, my best friend. We even planned to move to Chicago together, once I'd finished this big promotion. That promotion, that's where things started to fracture. I work in a demanding field, politics, the kind with long hours and endless phone calls. For 6 months, our lives barely overlapped. I was working from 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., sometimes even weekends. Chloe was supportive, always telling me to focus on the job. I know now, it was much harder on her than she let on. For me, I just desperately missed her. Then, one morning, it all shattered. I came into the bathroom, saw a big mark on her neck. She'd been trying to hide it under high collars, but there it was. I confronted her. I hadn't been able to touch her for weeks because of a nasty case of scabies I picked up while traveling for work. So, I knew, instantly, it wasn't me. My stomach dropped like a lead weight. She tried to say it was an allergic reaction, but the truth spilled out. She'd cheated, with a mutual friend, Liam. Said she'd gone to him for advice, ended up seeking affection. She begged, even asked me to marry her. But the trust was gone. I packed her bags. She left in a taxi, off to a friend's place. The house was mine. No legal ties. After she left, I went through the motions. Made my lunch, ironed my shirt. Then I just lost it. Sat down with whiskey, smokes, and wallowed. For a while, that was my routine. I've battled depression before, so in a strange way, the numbness made it easier to function. I wasn't a crying mess, I was just done. I went silent for days. Ignored 90 missed calls. Eventually, I called her, told her we were over. I forgave her, but it was over. I dropped her things at Liam's house while she was at work. I don't hate her. I understood the isolation, the strain my job put on us. We became different people. But I couldn't trust her again, and I couldn't have her in my life anymore. Especially not with my life being what it was. Impulse decisions followed. I spoke to Michael, my boss, and a good friend. He immediately offered me a year-long position on a massive international project in South America. A new role, a new country, a completely different life. It felt like the universe was handing me an escape hatch. I put my house up for rent, my brother Daniel would look after it. I booked a ticket, ready to leave early. My taxi was coming in 2 hours. But life, as it always does, threw a curveball. The cab got into a minor accident, no one hurt, but I missed my flight. Michael asked me to stay a few more days to help with a sudden crisis, and I agreed. I ended up staying for Christmas, spending time with my family, saying proper goodbyes. Michael's secretary, Eleanor, even found me a new apartment in Colombia and sorted out my immunizations. I hadn't told Chloe any of this. I'd maintained strict no contact. A good friend did eventually tell her I was serious about needing silence, and apparently, Chloe wasn't handling it well. Crying, friends guarding her phone. Part of me thought that would make me happy, but it really didn't. There was one person I broke no contact for, Chloe's dad, Mr. Davison. I couldn't not answer his call. He's been a mentor, a source of vital support in my life. He asked if I could forgive Chloe. I explained that the trust was fundamentally destroyed. He apologized, accepted it. He even urged me to get away for some time alone. That's when I told him where I was going, made him promise not to tell Chloe until I was gone. He's old school, his word means everything. I even left messages for other family members to be delivered after I left, because they'd all been amazing to me. I made it clear I was losing them too and apologized for having to cut them out. My time since then was surprisingly smooth. I hit the gym, sparred with Daniel, caught up with old friends, spent time with my family. Keeping busy helped immensely. My mood improved. I realized I was actively building a new life, not just running away. I'd even signed up for Muay Thai in Colombia, found an old training partner working in the same city. My plan was to treat it like a year abroad, work hard, but truly live. I decided to blow all the money I'd been saving for Chloe's birthday trip on myself. I'd even started therapy again, realizing I needed to address my depression and ensure this wasn't just a temporary fix. South America has been incredible. I'm based in Colombia, but I've traveled extensively. The job is amazing, getting crazy experience, my own driver, secretary, making a real difference. It was the best decision of my life. It's hard to wallow in self-pity when you're driving down dirt roads, sharing beers with new friends, surrounded by breathtaking natural beauty. I'm still single, enjoying recapturing my youth, making new memories. Someone told me that every good story starts with something like what happened to me, something that pushes you to be braver. Chloe, in a way, was just the first half paragraph in this exhilarating new chapter. And that brings me back to the airport. I told Chloe nothing had changed. I thanked her for coming, I was genuinely touched by the raw emotion. I gave her some money for a cab home. Partly because she was a wreck, partly, I admit, to feel a little superior. It hit me then, how much everything had shifted. I still had feelings for her, but they were tinged with pity, with a reflective sadness, not a desperate longing. I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that being on my own was exactly what I needed. My mom, when she finally rejoined me after letting Chloe have her moment, just gave me a look. Her first words were, "Your ex-girlfriend gets a hello before your mom?" This journey, this whole wild ride, has taught me so much. It gets better. Maintain no contact, look after yourself, find new experiences. I truly believe that sometimes, the biggest betrayals can lead to the most profound personal growth. What do you think? Was I too harsh at the airport?